Good morning, viewers. Rob Atfield reporting for Port Carling Boats. It's Sunday, August the 16th. Here we are in Baysville, Ontario, for the Baysville Boat Show, an antique car show. That steel band you're hearing in the background, I believe, is the Northern Lights steel band. We're looking here at Desiree, a Shepherd, powered by a 30 horsepower engine, a 16-footer, built in 1957. She's in good shape. The engine looks like she might want a bit of touch-up, but the body of this boat is in very good condition, apparently. Certainly judging by the appearance. We've got a beautiful day here for the show, and lots of viewers. We're looking here at Shamrock II, 1945, 21-footer, and the builder is Hunter, restored in 2014 by Stan Hunter. Not the original Hunter builder, I don't believe. Restored in 2014. Looks like Stan has done a great job on this boat. Very roomy passenger seating for a 21-footer. Let's check out the engine. Looks like the original power plant. A 115 horsepower Chrysler engine. I guess Shamrock II accounts for the color of the steering wheel here. Very serviceable boat. Here we have Heron, viewers, owned by Paul and Rita Adams, 1947, also a 21-footer. This boat was built by Gravette. It says the boat was originally from the Picton area, restored by the owners, and she now lives on Trading Bay. Another nice looking restoration.
I like that
one. No question about it that these open cockpit type boats certainly make for great maneuverability. Especially if you're having trouble docking somewhere. Jump all over the boat, trying to find the best place to touch the dock. Here we have Mona, another Hunter boat, built in 1950. She's a 20-footer powered by a Buchanan Comet 150 horsepower engine. I think Mona's probably due for some restorative varnish work. Nonetheless, she looks solid enough. There goes Desiree. A long time to figure out, pardon my ignorance, about the significance of this dash control. I used to think it was a choke, but I've been corrected. I understand now that this is actually connected to the spotlight and will control the direction of it. Looking here, viewers, at a beautiful cruiser by the name of Heather Bell. She's powered by a 6 horsepower electric engine. Pardon me, an 8 horsepower electric engine. She was built in the early 1900s and she's 36 feet long. Beautiful cruising boat. I'm hoping it's not going to be too dark for you to check the interior out here. Here's a real historic treasure. Great aft seating area. Very narrow beam on these boats. I think they were often transported by rail. And certainly if they weren't built in the area, and I'm sure this one wasn't. I think she was built in New Jersey, actually, if I remember correctly, or in the United States. But for any boat, of course, transported by rail, you only had a certain amount of beam that you could live with to get her up here. Great boat. Here's one of the most spectacular boats at the show, viewers. It's Miss Kimberly, a 1938 Gravette Streamliner. She's a 22-footer with a 7-foot beam, powered by a 1955 Chrysler Crown 135 horsepower engine. The restoration was done by Brackley Boats. Fabulous restoration, as Paul usually manages to perform on his antique and classic boats. Amazing upholstery as well. Here we have a boat by the name of Confidant, and she comes from the Cudjoe River in the Northwest Territories. Wow. She was built by Gravette. She's powered by a V8 21-footer, built in 1959. She's come a long way. We're looking here at Boyce Henry, a 1947 Chris Craft Deluxe utility. And she was shipped from Algonac, Michigan on the 7th of December 1949. Beautifully restored boat.
Daddy, look at this one. Daddy, look at this one. Daddy!
He was restored in 2013 by Tim Butson, a wooden boat builder located in Bracebridge, Ontario. Tim's done a great job on this boat as well. Here's a boat built by Sakow Marine in 1933, a 21-footer. And she's powered by a 100 horsepower Kermath engine. She was in Baysville from 1938 to 1977 and has been in South Portage Bay from 1977 to the present time. Her name is Glida, apparently. Here we have a rare historic double-ender skipjack. The message plate is obscured by the wind here, but you can obviously tell that this is a very historic boat, even by a quick examination of the engine. Incredible. Lovely cruising boat. Her engine was manufactured by the Buffalo Gasoline Motor Company, Buffalo, New York. Beautifully restored engine. Side steer and front steer. Looking here at Grand Old Lady, a 1949 Gravette Streamliner. Creme de la creme Streamliner. Grand Old Lady is powered by a 454 Crusader engine. She was also restored by Tim Butson, currently owned by the Eccles family. I'm sure she's a beautiful riding boat. Flawless varnish finish. I'd be very shocked to learn that this boat wasn't boathouse stored. She must be for sure. Absolutely pristine condition. Here we have a more sea skiff type looking vessel. No name on this one, but she's a Century Raven, built in 1967, 20-footer, powered by a 327 cubic inch Gray Marine engine. She lives on Rabbit Bay. I presume that's here on Lake of Bays. You can see this boat was built in a transition period between wooden boats and fiberglass boats. She has a vinyl decking rather than a varnished wood deck. Well cared for. I'm sure she's a pleasure to ride in too. Great to see Biguin here at the show, viewers, too. As many of you will know, Biguin was restored, and I guess she came back into service 2 or 3 years ago now, after a mammoth, multi-year effort to get this boat restored. She has quite a fabled history. She used to be the go-to launch for the Big One Inn on Big One Island, and she fell into a period of serious disrepair and abandonment. But it's great to see that she's been rescued, and she now operates 1 hour and I believe 2 hour cruises, and you can take her out on a charter. She's powered by, if I remember correctly, an Elco engine. It was found that maintaining, she still has her original steam engine, but I think because current navigation laws require a certified engineer, it was deemed too expensive to operate her with a steam engine, which you can see here. So as well as the engine, she's been powered by an electric engine and batteries. Great old cruiser. For any gearheads among you, here's a great little collection of antique classic Elport engines. And this collection even includes a sample of these little electric engines that were offered on model boats, powered by batteries. Very cute. I'm sure some of these old engines bring back memories for our senior viewers. This is who's been entertaining us viewers. Of course, the Baysville Antique Boat and Car Show includes antique and classic autos. Viewers, we're looking here at a 1930 Ford Model A, standard transmission, all original, rebuilt by Doug Coots of Bracebridge, Ontario. He's done a masterful job of this car. Doug's a retired mechanic, and he did most of the work himself, except for the paint job. And apparently the only modification are the turn signals. He was concerned he was going to get hit.
No, it says it's sick.
Even the upholstery looks original.
Cool.
Although I guess that remains a moot point.
I think they're better than that. I really don't know, but I think they were better as well.
I know some of you viewers like chopped cars. I much prefer them the way they were originally. Here's a great example. 1930 Ford. We're looking here at a 1937 Lincoln Zephyr, viewers, powered by a flathead V12. Wow, 3-speed. Owned by Keith Baker. Great condition. These old classic turn signals, I guess some of them seem to be add-ons, but I must admit I'm not sure whether that would be original or not. The safety handbar is an interesting feature of this car. Quite streamlined, isn't it really, when you consider the vintage?
No Corvette.
We're looking here, viewers, at a 1956 Ford Thunderbird, powered by a 312 engine.
65 and 66 would have the 3 black. Boom,
Really
boom,
gorgeous,
boom.
beautiful vehicle.
They got it. What's the difference? That's the difference. Has Corvette in the hood, 66. No Corvette in the hood, 55.
Floor-mounted gear shift. Great paint job on this car. And this looks like a model of the same vintage. Presumably it's got a removable hardtop.
1955 was the first year.
Which makes a lot of sense.
292. 292. 57, 312.
White walls really add some pizzazz to this car. What a beauty. Here's a pretty stunning 1957 Chev Bel Air convertible. Baby blue. Absolutely pristine condition. don't think you'll ever see a restoration job better than this. Incredible. What a pleasure to drive this car must be. Let's find out how she's powered. A V8 doesn't tell us the cubic inches, but probably pretty substantial. Another great classic vehicle.